Well, this is nice. Thank you, Rust. I trust you and I start loving you. All right. Hello and welcome. So today I continue with my DMN experiments. So in previous sessions I explained that I want to have Camunda-like DMN table, uh, like working simple solution, but instead of their uh, open but pretty much proprietary XML format, I want to use Markdown. And uh, as you maybe already know, I am reading just a simple Markdown file, which basically consists of headers. And I experimented a bunch with how I want to specify which items should be inputs and outputs. So again, if we look at the DMN, here they specifically say that, all right, the season table is input, as there might be more inputs, and the dish is an output, and there could be more outputs. We work with DMN, and there's not that much I could do. I mean, you cannot have multiple headers with a simple format, and what actually worked for me, I believe I will stick to it. So in my samples table, um, we have this table header separation, which kinda it could serve the purpose of saying which component column could be input or output. So for inputs, the alignment of items could serve this purpose. So for example, in this example, if I have my items left aligned with a specific um, markdown format, so if it's aligned to left, then it's gonna be input, and this, I hope you see it, this semicolon, whatever. So this alignment to right will specifically say that this is going to be an output. I'm not sure if I want to support annotations. I probably will not, but if I do decide to create annotations, I will probably, I don't know, I will come up with something. As for types, this is important. I mean, we want to build a reliable system, right? It's a toy project, but still we want to build kind of reliable system. Uh, so in these, it's actually possible to say in DMN that a certain column is supposed to be an integer, like here, integer and string. And I decided that maybe just below the header separator, I would have a designated third row saying just that, a string or a number. As a result, oh no, not the result. The input is going, like the body or component variable is going to be a string or a number. So today I want to just start assembling the structure where my table is already read. Let me, no, I don't want to write it. Also, so yeah, what's cool about formatting, if I delete the semicolon symbol, right, the status column already goes to left, it's left aligned, and if I make it a right-sided again, then it's right aligned and I know it's my output. I mean, it's quite easy to understand that this is it. I also moved a bunch of code from main function into module, just so that it's easier to read. The structure is the same. It's just the method is called parse, and we just return a table reference, which is nice. So let me close that, and let me go to main again. So I want to start experimenting with what is going to be input and output. So I know for a fact that I want to have hash table, right? We already played around with hash tables, so we are going to call it a context. So whenever we receive data into our tables, we want to call it a context. We receive some inputs and we're gonna get the result as the output. So how do we do this? So a struct, we don't want to have context, we want to have like definition, right? Let's call it definition like this, and we want to have our inputs. It's going to be hash map. Oh, what am I doing? Oh no. Alright, let's retype it. Struct. Actually, yeah, let's call our, let's have just inputs as hash map. It's going to be just, how was it defined? A key, right, of string, key is string, and the value is going to be, for now, a string, right? Oh, what am I doing? It's not JavaScript. I develop as if it's JavaScript for some reason. Will it compile? I'm sure I'm making a bunch of mistakes already. Alright. Hash map. So yeah, I need to bring it into scope. Rust hash map uses td. Hash map. Now it should compile at least. No. One error. Oh. See, I'm not sure why I am employed at the company where I work, because I make these mistakes all the time, but at least I know how to fix them. Alright, cool. So we've got our inputs. Actually, yeah, let's yank it. BM, delete word, out, puts. So these are our outputs. Okay, cool. Okay. Outputs. The reason I want to have inputs and outputs separated is eventually the process of going through the DMN table, the outputs hash map will be exported to the next process, probably. Right, so what I want to do next is I will just iterate my table at first row and assemble the names. Oh no, wait. I wanted to differentiate that with alignment sync. Shit. So yeah, let's do that. Table is red. Now we read input the definitions. All right, so we have to take oh, let's for it. For C for column. All right, column in table. So this was a second line. So index this. Should I convert it to iter? Regardless, let's just print whatever I have in there. Again, this is not a tutorial. I am playing and I have to work tomorrow and I worked today. So I will end as soon as I get something, maybe in 10 minutes. Column. All right, so I've got my column definition. Iterator. Shit. Cannot index into a value of type table. So whoops. There was a column. I forget my code. Split it vertically and so I've got my table, rows. So I need to go into rows. Yeah. So my struct is kind of stupid, but again, I'm playing. All right, row is not an iterator, and it says rows is a vector. And row, okay. What? Debug. I'm not sure what happened, but I'm pressing keys all over the place and naturally it doesn't like it. Cells. Rows. Oh yeah. There's a moment when there was a error. I deleted S. It's a private field, and since it's a game project, I'm going to make it public. Pube lick. Come on. Oh yeah, this is private too. I'm going against all the practices of Rust, it seems. I want to have it pube lick too. Doesn't have a copy trait. What? So move occurs because value has type vector string which does not implement copy trait. Consider iterating over a slice of vector string content, and it says I should add a reference thingy so that it, yeah. Well, this is nice. Thank you, Rust. I trust you and I start loving you. Why the hell not? You care about me, right? Alright, so I was able to finally output that. So what should I check in here? I should check if a string starts with a colon and doesn't end with a colon, because this is like why would anyone create a centered element for this case? All right. So I still have my strings thing. Is there a message? Oh yeah, starts with. All right. I don't think I need this window anymore. So if column starts with a this, then yeah, let's temporarily move that up. So if it starts with this and column ends with ends with just a dash, then we know for sure that it's an input. Okay. So actually I'm gonna do it here. And I already think that I might revisit my definition thing. I should have looked at DMN definition so that I would be more confident about what I'm doing. Um, so I'm gonna say is input. Let me format it. Whoa. What's happening? This is for if, and this is for function already. So I made the mistake. No? What is going on? Alright, so this is for this, and this is not for this. Also, yeah, Rust doesn't like it when we create way too many braces. No? Save, yes. Alright. Oh, I have no. So it should. Oh. Yeah, I didn't specify that it starts with a colon, and actually that's a good idea. Less symbols, less errors. So if it starts with just this and ends with just this, then it's input. This is an input. So I've got two inputs. Yes. Else if column ends with dash this, then it's going to be an output, right? Wrong place. Yank, paste. All right. So at least we know that something is output. So I already see that this is a dumb idea. I will just have vectors. This is going to be just a vector of keys that are supposed to be inputs and outputs. Yeah, that's a better idea. Delete word, a vector of strings, and delete word, and delete back, vec. All right. So at least I will create now a definition, a mutable definition of inputs and outputs. Let defs definition. So inputs. I will create a new function for definition, but for now it's just vec. So yeah, this is going to be empty, and outputs is also vec. All right, let's add a space so that we can navigate through code. Oh yeah, and add a semicolon. Still compiles. Oh yes, still compiles, and it's going to be a mutable thing. And now defs inputs push the column, and defs outputs push column. What will happen with ownership? Expected struct got a string reference. Does it mean that I can just have a reference thing here? I don't know. Shit. So a nice developer called Mara. Shit, I forgot her name. His name? I'm not sure. Whenever in doubt and whenever you prototype, just do a copy. Clone, sorry. Was it Mara Boss? I forget who I watched. But there was a nice idea. Whenever you create something, a naive implementation is always good enough and fast enough. I mean, if this was created in JavaScript, this would work slower. And I'm here I'm not trying here to like outperform any platform. I'm trying to create something, and this something is my knowledge. All right, and this should be debuggable. If I just remember how I was supposed to do it. Derive debug. Yank. Paste. And I should add formatting for it to work. All right, so inputs and outputs, right? But the nice thing is that, well, this is not what we actually want. So this session has been long enough already, and it's becoming taxing on my brain. But it's obvious that I need to take index of a current column and reference the thing over here on the first row. Well, maybe let's investigate it fast. Vector iterate Rust lang vector iterate not no, just for x and vec. So that's one thing. And for next thing, come on. So I'll need a way to decompose it, the item into a index and a value, and I will do it in the next session. For now, it's good enough. I mean, we were able to at least figure out which column index is going to be a input or output. Thank you, and till next time.